All right, so yeah, we'll go through some more hands and then we'll talk about how to study some specific range and not combo advantage shit.
Okay.
I don't know why I put this hand. We're gonna skip that hand.
Okay.
We're skipping that hand. All right, so this dude 3 bets. What are your thoughts here?
All right. My thoughts is he has like the nuts. He has aces and kings.
Yeah, that okay, good.
But at the same time, like fuck, man, it's Jack 10 suited.
Yeah, it's sick. It's hard to fold.
I don't know. I definitely think he has another hand, and I don't like me calling. I actually hate me calling.
Yeah.
And I actually hate my turn. I remember the saying, dude, like I said, it's been a month and a half since I played a session. Like, I was rusty. I don't know what I was thinking here.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. Like, I like your thought process. That's what I care about more. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
What you think about the defending here?
I think this is the weakest hand that I would probably. I mean, not the weakest hand. The weakest 9 I would defend.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would defend this.
Okay. Yeah, I think this has to be a defend. This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Rest.
All right. What the fuck? All right. What do you think about 3-betting the spot?
I like it because have the ace, and this doesn't it cost me like 6 big blinds to like win that pot, and most of the time he's just gonna fold.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy, like I said before, he's tight. So at the same time, I could see why I wouldn't. But I don't mind it.
Yeah, okay. He was playing kind of aggressive this tournament as well. Like his MP opens 43%, over 100 hands, or over 14 hand sample. I mean,
over that sample, he's pretty tight.
Yeah, okay. So you have a tight sample. But if he's tight and open off like 20 bigs, do you think he's just opening too tight here?
The way that he was playing this tournament, if I remember correct, he was playing like position, but he was playing pretty tight overall.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, he jams, and it looks like you're committed, but I don't think you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can still fold. I think you probably have like 33% equity or some shit. What do you think of this one? So, super jams UTG.
I think that's a fold, just because there's too many people behind me, and this guy's tight. If I have ace queen, I would call, but I wouldn't even be super happy about it because I have all these people behind me. But yeah, I would fold ace. I think ace jack is a fold here. Yeah. Even if he was shoving like the cutoff and I was in the blind, I would call it. But this exact position, no, fold.
I mean, you can run the math on it. I think this one is a call, just because I think he's jamming like potentially a lot of worse aces, even though he's tight. But yeah, it's fine. I think it's a call, but
okay,
you'd have to run the numbers.
I just don't like call. Like, what do you do there with ace 10?
I fold ace 10. I mean, it's close. I fold ace 10 because he's so tight.
Mm-hmm.
Ace 10 suited, I think, is really close. But ace jack off, I'm gonna min raise or call here.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I could be ace jack is definitely. I think it could be right there, like ahead of his range, especially from that stack size. But I mean, it's just the fact that I have so many people behind me, and like, I don't like to min raise and then commit myself to a stack that has like 20 big lines, and then I also don't like just flatting because then I can get someone else to shove with like pocket 9s and 10s, and I'm just like losing my equity pre-flop.
Yeah, I feel you. It's not like a great super plus EV call. Um, you'd have to just run the numbers on it. It's hard to say. Um,
Okay.
what do you think about three betting the spot? What do you like or dislike about the spot?
I like it. I don't know. I like three betting my button with these kind of hands because I mean I'm not always gonna be flapping flush draws or you know
Hmm.
I'm in position. I like three betting ace three suited, even like ace like seven offsuit or shit like that. Yeah, it's starting to rain pretty hard, but I also I guess I don't mind a flat either, but I feel like it's kind of weak. I don't know. What do you think?
Alright, so what do you think about attacking the stack size? Do you think this is a good stack size to three bet and go after?
Nah, you're right. No. Uh, yeah, I should look into that more. Nope. I don't think it's a good stack size. If you shorter, like, I guess, like 35K or like 45K, then.
Right, hold on one second.
But,
Okay. Okay. Um, why do you like attacking the shorter stack?
because I feel like they have to play their hand more face up.
Right. Okay, let me show you something. Move that. Hopefully my iSumizer subscription is still on. I'm pretty sure I paid it. Do, do, do. I know I paid this thing. Guys, alright, so let me show you some things. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pick like give you a three bet range where you're bluffing like half the time, and see what he can jam if he has like 35 40k versus like him having 60k 63k.
Good.
Hopefully this thing works. This thing sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. We'll see. Um, well, I guess the question would be like versus what stack? Like, so he has 63k now. Like, let's say you three bet, he has 63k. Should he feel better about jamming with the 63k whoa or the 35k?
This phone call come cut you off. You said that. What'd you say again?
Um, so four bet jamming in his spot. Would you rather
Yeah,
four bet jam in his spot with 35k or 60k?
I'm 35K.
Why?
Um, because it's I don't know, it's just the right amount to like that I feel like it's a full bet shoving stack.
Right.
Um,
How what would you do with 63k? Would you do much shoving?
no, 63K, not much. I mean, what are the blinds?
Yeah, that's like 42 bigs.
Yeah, no.
All right. So your opponent's not going to shove much on you, and like mathematically, it's just. I mean, one people don't. I don't know. When was the last time you seen someone shove 40 bigs, or how often do you see that? Um,
Yeah, too much.
so he's so one in one way you have him handcuffed because you just can't like shove. What do you think about him trying to four bet fold off of this stack size?
Um, four bet shove, he'll have to four bet 9, 18, 21, 20.
Yeah, imagine you went like 75 or 8k or some shit.
I went like 8. It's not bad either. I mean, he'll still have a okay size. I mean, it'll be kind of weird if I flat and he'll be in a shitty spot. But I mean, I think. Um, but I mean,
Let me just show you some numbers. All right, so let's say you three bet, right? So we're gonna say you three bet, and your opponent four bets, right? What would he 4-bet to here if you made it like 7,800? 20K, 21K?
Let's say that I make it like I don't know if it makes a big difference, but if I chose the sizing, then I'd probably make it like at least 8K.
Okay, so you make it 8, and then what would he make it?
Um, then we'll make it like I don't know 19.
Okay, let's meet in the middle, 19.5. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna give him. What can he 4-bet call you with here? Like jacks plus for value, jacks plus, ace king plus.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm just gonna give him like, some few ace x plus he wants to take, right? Okay, so that's not him bluffing too often. It's like mostly value,
Yeah.
right? All right, so check out what you can rip on him. Whoa, wait, that doesn't work. That's not right. Disregard that one. Hold on. I gotta put what he calls with first. Okay, so this is what you can rip on him if that's his range. Like very little bluffs.
Hold on. I don't even know how to use.
Okay, so
That
this.
can't be. So what do you? What is it? What does all the green mean?
Okay, so this is every hand in green is hand that you can 5-bet shove versus him and turn a profit. So for example, 10-9 suited will make you 671 chips. 9-8 suited, 2,100 chips. 8-7 suited, 2,900. 7-6 suited, 3,100.
So this is saying to shove all those hands and it shows a profit versus that range.
Yeah, versus this range.
Damn, that's a lot of hands.
Right. So the problem is like I'm gonna give him the same exact range, right? All I'm gonna do is add. Right, so keep in mind it says you can jam all these hands, like get a picture of it. That's like 31%, it says right here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give him the same exact range and just give him an extra 10 bigs. Okay? So hold on. What are you 3-bet-2? 19.5. So same exact range, same exact spot, he 4-bets, and now this is like your jam range. It went from you being able to jam 30% to being able to jam 8%. That's like the same exact bluff frequency and everything. It was just like a 10 big blind difference.
That's it. Drastic change.
Right. And that's why it makes this stack size a very bad stack size to 4-bet bluff. You just can't bluff, Your opponent gets too good of a price to bluff you. And it's too many chips for people to jam. Nobody likes jamming it. So you have someone in a spot where like they don't want to jam anything, but also they can't 4-bet bluff either. And if they do, like if someone 4-bets you off this stack size and you like intuitively feel that they're light, you can just jam like anything you feel like good about, And it just can't be that bad. It's really hard for it to be that bad.
Okay.
Because you don't even need him to be bluffing that much. I can take off. I took his stack back down to like the original stack, right?
He doesn't bluff at all.
Yeah. If I took off like, let's say he just bluffs ace 10, you could still jam like a bunch of your pairs and like ace jack or something. I think. No? Really tight. It's really... Check this out. So, that's crazy. So
yeah, it changes it a lot.
Yeah, just add in like a few hands, changes it a ton. So adding those brings it to that. And then add these. Yeah. That just brings it to that. So yeah, it's like super difficult and hard to like bluff very often. You just can't bluff that often, so it's a very difficult spot for him.
Okay. So most people are not going to be bluffing. I don't think people really 4-bet bluff from 40 big blind stacks, period.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, and you can kind of just jam wide on those dudes and just make a big profit. But yeah,
that's people don't. I don't think enough people do it for me to be jamming profitably.
Right. So Yeah, it's just a great stack to attack because nobody jams, nobody four bets, and like if they do flat, you still have a lot of post flop playability. You know, there's still like a fair bit of money behind.
Okay. So,
Um,
okay. So, yeah.
right. This.
Me, I would three bet a position like ace three suited, a person that has anywhere from like I guess 20 to 40 big blinds, and you would say that's fine.
The problem is like he has a good jam stack once he has gets down to
So,
like 30, 35 bigs, 20, 25. You know, he could just jam in a bunch of hands, you know.
yeah.
So you want him to be like the spots I really like to go after, and this has to go back to do with positioning, like chess. Like I want him to have a stack where he can't four bet jam and he can't four bet fold, and we have a lot of post flop playability if he wants to try and call, like a lot of money in there, a lot of money behind still.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Yeah, this is just like one wrinkle of understanding, you know, positioning and what stacks to attack and all that.
Damn. And did he lead out?
Yeah,
Or
he,
the flat?
yeah,
I didn't.
you flat and he bets.
Okay.
Okay, you call, which I think is cool. Um, what should you do on the turn?
Well, he's. I like a bet just because I want to get my stack in there. Also, I don't know if you see betting like super wide on that kind of board.
Okay. So the question. So let's go back to your first thought process. You said you want to get your stack in there. Like, what value does that thought have? Why does that make sense?
What do you mean with value? Like,
All right, so if someone says they want to get their stack in there, why is that a justification to bet?
hmm. Um, because shit, I don't even know how to answer this. Well, I want to get my shit. You're making it difficult on me. I don't even know how to answer that.
Right, right. So yeah, I mean that is a thought process that just doesn't have any value. Like the fact that you want to get all your chips in
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything. Like it doesn't have any value. But like if you like the next thing you said has value. Like what did you say again? Like you think he has a strong range because he not been in that flop that week, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what value that thought process has. Like why does that help you? What does that make a bet better?
Because he's gonna be calling my turn bet.
Right. Exactly. Your first thought had nothing to do with how often he's calling or raising or folding or any of that shit. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I should definitely. That's not my first thought process, but I mean, I don't know. When I flop the nut flush, and I'm like, all right, let's get some money in here.
Right. No, I do. I've been playing for a really long time. I still do stuff like that, like on
Yeah,
different levels. I mean, we all do. Um, so yeah, you think he has the strongest range, and he's not folding to your bet very often.
yeah.
I really like that read. I mean, I think that's the absolute first thing you need to be thinking about. So um, it's not about like just thinking about the right things; it's thinking in the right order. And I think that's immediately the first thing to be thinking about. Um,
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, I mean, I think you should be doing lots of betting. The other question is though, what should you be doing with your range in the spot on the turn?
Um, with the bottom of my range, or the are you saying like overall?
With overall, I mean, I don't know what you get to the turn with. Like, what's your range on the turn?
Shit, right? Jack. If I'm ever flat in Jack 10 with a spade, yeah. I mean this kind of board. I mean, I don't really think I have any bluffs if I bet turn. Um,
Do you have like the ace jack, ace ten with a spade or something?
yeah, that's the only bluffs that I have. The ace jack with the ace of spades. But I don't even know if I'm betting the turn with those kind of hands. I mean, I guess I am if I bet, shit, I won't even know what to do in the river. So I don't know if I like doing that. I think I would just check back and take the equity.
So what does your betting range on the turn look like? Just like
My
nut
bet rate
flushes?
just looks like like king, queen, flushes, and like a slow play, maybe shit like pocket aces or kings. I guess not even.
I don't know if you bet a king on the turn. Like, are you betting king jack on the turn here?
No, king jack. I'm checking. I mean, only king. I guess ace king and king queen. I mean, shit. I don't even know if I bet king queen.
Yeah. So what's really hard about flatting is, so the game's all about position, right? Like understanding like your range versus his range, like how many big hands you got, what hands you're gonna bluff with, like understanding that whole puzzle. When you flat a raise, it's just so difficult figuring out what your range is. Um,
Right?
and
Yeah.
that is something you can practice, and we could talk about how to study that in the study part of the session, like because it's really difficult. I hate flatting because it's just so hard knowing what you flat with. It's like, do I have king queen here? Like, how often am I three betting pre? Do I have ace jack, ace ten? Am I three betting a pre sometimes? Am I flatting? Like, all that shit's important to knowing where you're at. So you might end up playing a range here where you bet the turn and you're never bluffing.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And yeah, I don't see myself bluffing much here in turn at all.
Right.
Like if ever. I mean, it's specifically maybe with the ace of spades, and that's it.
Right. Which, I mean, could be enough. Like if you're just bluffing your ace jack, ace ten, um, with a spade, that's better than not bluffing ever.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I definitely. Alright, yeah, I'm definitely betting ace of spades because I don't want to have a turn bet without any bluffs in my range.
yeah, I agree. So yeah, well, we can work on stuff like that. I mean, it is not. It's a more important practice for like other spots, like where you're the raiser or you're the three better. I mean, it's something we can definitely try and get in reps with because knowing what hands you have really helps you out in terms of like just value betting and bluffing and sizing and just whether to bet or check or everything. You know,
Yeah,
that's an easy thing to practice too, so we can just do that. Let me fuck this hand. I don't want to do this hand. What do you think about stealing here? What stats would you look at if you were playing?
um, full to steal in the big blind. And see how big his cold call is in the big blind. I mean, his three bet in the big blind.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, he's three bet once, and his call is 2 of 9, 22%. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just wanted to see how you read spots. Like, I don't care if you open this or not. I just like, you got to be looking at those stats, especially on this site where there's just a lot of people who just don't know how to defend. Um,
hmm
what sucks is like on tougher sites, like I think ACR is a much tougher site. There's just very few people who don't know how to defend. So
yeah,
you can't just get that easy money.
yeah. Definitely ACRs. I think tougher.
All right, so you just go for the min raise to lure them in.
Oh yeah, I don't like this hand, man. I don't even want to see this hand again. I've seen this hand 20 times. Oh man, but yeah, I don't. I think I should size the min raise pre-flop bigger.
Yeah.
Make it 2.5x. Um, at that board, I think I bet like three quarters or something like that. I think the bet on there is fine, but the turn bet, I should have sized it bigger. And then fold to a shove.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Especially because he's tight. He's a cash game player and he occasionally plays tournaments, but he's a tight cash game player and yeah, that turn sucks.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I would still bet, but I would have bet fold.
Right. It,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird to play your range too. Like I want to discuss range, but I feel like when you min raise, your range is just like the nuts, basically. Pretty sure.
Really?
Well, I don't know. What else are you min raising UTG with? I mean,
Well, because he has a high full of steel.
oh,
Um,
okay.
so like yeah, like a min bet I think is what I always do to him. So that's what I was thinking at first. Like, well, I always do this. I want to keep doing it.
Okay.
I want to balance my min raises or whatever.
Right, right. I feel you.
But at the same time, no, we should. I think we should like even though it's aces, we should just go for a little more, put more in the pile. I don't know.
I think you should go a little bit more with your bluffs too. I mean, unless he's just still folding to min raises. Is that what he does? He just folds to min raises?
Yeah, when it's a opponent that just folds some min raises, I mean, I'll just min raise the shit out of him.
Yeah. I think you should do that with aces too then. Just keep it consistent. But I don't know. It's
Okay.
pretty shit like that's debatable. Like
Yeah.
um there's just a lot of things where you just don't know the right answer.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing on these sites, like a lot of value in doing weird, funky shit with bet sizes based on your intuition and all that. So
Mhm.
it's up to you. Um, how often do you think he'd bet if you checked here?
Maybe like 20% of the time, 30% of the time. Only with like 9, 10, and Queen X,
So
and that's it.
yeah, so he just checks all his like Jack X back and 8X back.
Mhm.
Maybe bets some flush draws or something.
Yeah. Maybe that's like yeah, like fucking I don't know, 8, 9 hearts, something I don't know.
Right.
But I still like bet and turn.
Yeah, just bigger.
Yeah, for sure, bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he fires river.
Sucks that this board could have so many draws that missed, and I still think that he could be possibly value betting like Queen X or maybe Queen Jack. Um, man, but at the same time, like he's betting so big that I could make a superhero fold, but I don't like making hero folds.
Right. What does he have for value here?
Queen Jack,
Which you beat?
X, and that's it for value.
Yeah, I don't think he has 9-10 very often.
No, I think he'd probably shove 9, 10 on turn.
Yeah. I think
Um,
he'd fold 8x. How often does he call turn with 8x, you think?
um, specifically with just an 8, like 0% of the time, I think he'll call turn.
Right.
With just maybe like maybe not 0, but like very low, like 10 or 5% of the time with just an 8. But with an 8 and a flush draw, like 8, 9 hearts, 8 queen of hearts, or like whatever,
Yeah.
then he will call like every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he has all the 8x of hearts, and then he has that it? Just like an 8, an 8, 9, 8, 10, and 8x of hearts?
That's what he has for. What are you saying? Like that's
For
what he has for
value.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8x of hearts, queen jack. That's what he in his mind. I think he thinks that queen jack, queen x, any 8x is a nuts here.
Right. That's tough. And what are his bluffs? Like,
His bluffs could be king 10, uh, king 10 of hearts, nine x with hearts. Maybe like I don't have an ace of hearts. If I had an ace of hearts, I think I would have found a fold.
right.
But he could have a flush draw still. Yeah,
I think a big hand he could have is ace 10 offsuit, but you block it like really hard.
yeah, exactly.
I could see him floating an ace 10 on the flop and then turning a double gut shot with an overcard and calling again.
Yeah, true. But I definitely blocked the shit out of that.
Yeah. So it makes it having aces is kind of like a bad hand here. 'Cause ace 10 is, I think, where the majority of his bluffs are going to be.
If I have ace of hearts, I think I could have probably found fold. I mean, this guy, I don't think he bluffs as much as I was hoping he does on the river here.
I think you should call with kings and fold aces.
Call with kings and fold aces. Okay, yeah, I see how that totally makes sense. 'Cause okay.
I don't know. We could run it in slice. Would be interesting. Like what the difference in equity is. Because it might not be big. So 8 of diamonds, 8 of spades, queen of spades, jack of hearts, deuce of hearts. I think I did that right. I hope so. And so we had his value range at like. Son of a bitch. Don't freeze on me, motherfucker. Tell me some 8x of hearts he can have.
Again. 8 9 of hearts, 8 10 of hearts, 8 queen. He could have, I think, king 10, king. What is the board again?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, 10. He could have 10 9. I mean, I don't think he could. I don't know.
I'm not gonna give him too many 10-9. I'm gonna give him some of these for bluffs. These ace X's for bluffs.
That's the thing, though. I don't think he has those. I don't think he has those. Oh, like, are you saying like ace something of hearts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Those are like literally the only bluffs, and then yeah.
Okay. So we'll give him all those of hearts, and then we gave him like 10-8 suited. Does he defend 10-8 off? Let's say he defends 10-8 off, 9-8 off. And then he has some like queen jacks. I don't know. I don't know if he jams the turn. I have no idea. And then he bluffs like ace 10 really often. Am I missing anything? Is that about his range?
Sounds right. What about like queen? I don't know, queen 9 or queen 10. You think he? That's not it. Are you putting his value in his bluffs, right?
Yeah, just like hands he shoved the river with value and bluffs.
You don't think queen 10, king queen?
I think that'd be way too thin for like a type player. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that's in his range. Alright, this isn't perfect, but let's do it like this. So that's his range. Okay, so let's see how much equity king has. So king. That didn't work yet. Hold on. So king has 63%. Ace. 53%. So like ace, so kings are just like huge difference based on how I did this range. But let's do it a bit differently. I mean, I gave him a lot of fucking 8s. I gave him all the queen jacks. I don't know how much differently I could do this. Let's take off like most of the queen jacks or something. Let's see how that changes things. Stop fucking doing that. Alright. Okay, so ace versus this range. I mean, that shouldn't affect things. Okay, so ace is 43%. King. Yeah, king's just a huge difference if he's always doing this with ace 10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 10% difference in equity plus or something.
Okay, so fold aces and call kings.
Yeah, let's see about your ace of hearts idea. So like ace of hearts, ace of clubs. So I don't think your heart thing is going to be that big of a deal, but we'll see. Okay, so Ace of Hearts has 37% equity, and let's say Ace of Spades. So no Ace of Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit,
Big
11%
difference.
equity difference. Okay, so let's say Black Aces versus King King. What's the difference here? Alright, so still pretty big difference, Black Aces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Could be a good call. Like if you think he's has a range like that. I mean, this is a range without him having any Queen Jack, so that's kind of cool. You know?
Without having Queen Jack.
Yeah. Oh, I gave him Queen Jack suited actually. I think so.
Okay.
All right. Let's take a little break, and I'm gonna like figure out some how to study stuff.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I don't need a fucking break.
You sure? It's
Yeah,
all good.
yeah, I'm good. So we have a few options of what to study. So doing like nut combos like study, I think is really valuable and really easy to study, especially since I think you've done like some extensive range advantage work or just understand it intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we can do that. That's option one. Option two, we could talk about like more just like understanding what our range is and weird spots, like when we flat opens or three bet ourselves, which is, I mean, it's important. It's a bit more difficult work, I would say, and might not be as valuable, although that's pretty debatable. Um,
Oh, okay.
and option three is like, I guess we can do like pre-flop, talk about like stack sizes to attack, with opens and three bets and all that. Um, that I don't have a great way to train, and but it would still be okay.
Which one are you more experienced with doing, and which one would you recommend?
I'd recommend the one that sounds interesting to you, just because like it's really hard to decide what's better. So I really believe in following your interest. I'm the stuff on nut combos, like I can absolutely teach you very simply, and I might be able to like talk about both, like given how quickly I could do the nut combo advantage one. So I guess we could start on nut combos, and um,
You
if we
said the
have,
second one is the more difficult, but it's you said that it might or might not be like important.
it is important, but it's just much more difficult to implement and use and understand. But it's like an important exercise for sure.
All right, well then I want to do the second one, even though I'm gonna freaking be stewing over like questions you're gonna give me.
Right. Let's do quickly like nut combo, and then we'll get to that too. Because
Okay.
I think you can do the nut combo one like really quickly. Because I'm just gonna give you this quick training regimen shit. Um, and let
So before we start, can I ask you a few questions? Right.
yes, yeah, go.
So I have a few questions that I want to ask. These are kind of like general questions that I just want to ask, like something. Maybe I'm not wording some of these questions right, but all right. So one question, like I've been doing, and I've seen a lot of good people do it, and I kind of understand why. Um, but maybe you can chime in and like tell me like how why it's good and why it's bad. Like three bet shoving, like let's say 10-9 suited, Jack 10 suited, Queen 10 suited, like Queen Jack suited. It's three bet shoving that to like let's say like I don't know like a low Jack open and you're like on the button or something,
Hmm.
and like three bet shoving that off of like a 15 or like a 20 big blind stack.
Right.
Uh, yeah, like why is that good and why is it bad? Like I'll answer it myself. I think it's good because you should be doing it only when that person's range is wide enough to do it, and you should do it only when you have enough full equity to do it. And if you do get called, you obviously have the equity. Um,
It's funny that you answer that question. You ask me that question and then just give like the absolute like perfect answer.
Okay, I am like right there about understanding it.
Yeah, I mean, it's about like fold equity, and that's based off how often he opens, and like the equity you have when called. So, I mean, that's what the entire hand is about. So, yeah.
Okay, and would you consider that, mm, let's say, bad if it's like a tighter person like opening and his range is more on the stronger side? Or do you think it's still okay to do it and just accept that you have that equity?
It is. That's like a more of a math question when it gets really close. You'd have to like use ICMizer and shit. It could be good, but it really depends.
Okay.
You really need some full equity to make that work, though.
Okay. And what about like does it matter? Um I guess I'm answering myself. It does definitely matter. But how about doing this with the same exact hands, doing this when you're, let's say let's like 25 players left compared to when you're in the final table, and let's say that you're like in, I don't know, it's like fifth out of like the nine or in the final table, and you're like, I don't know, in the middle of the field, like 15 out of the 25 left in the tournament. Is there a big difference?
Yeah, I mean, you answered it. It's yes.
Yeah, right. But like, even though like you're in fifth out of nine, the ICM should matter. But like, I don't know, being fifth out of nine with like 20 big blinds is like, I don't know. I don't see that like as being like you're in a super great spot.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it also really depends on the other people's stacks. Like, what if there's like a one or two big blind stack?
Yeah, definitely. Then I don't never do this. Then
Right.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
you need to have more confidence in yourself. Your thought processes in lots of spots are quite good.
Thanks. Definitely try to study it every day. Try anyway. But
You might be the first person who like asked me a question and then like just gave like a perfect answer either too out of like thousands of hours.
that's good to hear. Uh, moving towards the right direction, I guess. And shit, man, I'm rusty. Like I said, dude, in a month and a half, like I didn't know what I was doing in that Sunday session. And I'm surprised I didn't make more mistakes than I did
Right.
in this tournament. But anyways, so let me ask another question. Um,
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm
alright,
just seeing what these hands are.
all right. Calling off ranges. Like, let's say that you're in the small blind, all right, and the button shoves, and you know he's shoving a wide range. Does that mean just that he's shoving a wide range that you should be calling correct? Like, let's say your ranges that the ranges that you're ahead of, or just because he has a wide range, it still doesn't mean that you should be calling him like ace nine or ace eight offsuit or something like that.
So blind versus blind, small blind shoves, a wide range, and you have
Like,
ace.
but let's say like the button shoves and you're in a small blind or in the big blind. I mean, it's a little different, but not so much, I think.
Right. And how many bigs is he shoving?
Let's say he's shoving like 15 big blinds effective, and I have, let's say, 10.
Right. I mean, it seems like you need some ICMizer work because that's just like a fist pump call at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see how I fix this. Hold on. So here's your example, right? So 15 big, so he has like 22K here. The blinds are 800, 750, 1500. He has 22K. He rips, right? He rips on you. You have, I don't know, let's say you said 10K,
Yeah.
right? So
Or,
let's,
yeah.
alright, so this button goes all in. He's doing it with like a good range, you say, like a wide range. I'll just give him Nash, which is like, GTO, basically.
Okay.
Alright. So in this example, your ace nine is going to make you, what is that, two big blinds or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just really easy call.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe you need some IC miser work if spots like this aren't just super automatic for you. I think you should
They,
put in the time.
yeah, I definitely should put in the time. I do feel like I definitely call up correct, but man, I don't know. I guess I just been dealing with variance, and I just feel like I've been getting butt raped.
Yeah, it's hard to run away from that. There is no running away from it.
Yeah, true, true, true. So now, like, all right, so cool. Does it matter much, like, if you're calling off from a small blind versus a big blind when there's a blind open? I mean, blind shove.
Yeah, yeah, it does. You should definitely use the program. Like that's shit you need to just know.
Okay, isomize it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I need to buy that.
yeah. It's not that much money. It's like 10 fucking bucks. It's good.
Oh, okay. All right. So, another question. What do you, which strategy do you think is better, like at c betting wise? Do you think c betting like less, like anywhere from like 45 to 55%, or like c betting like a higher frequency, like 75% plus?
Right. So this almost all questions like depends, like understanding like the board and your position and stack sizes, your range versus their range, the amount of nutted hands you have versus the amount of nutted hands they have, like stage of the tournament. Like
Yeah.
that's just like thinking in like those vague terms will lead to just the very shallow understanding of the game. Like the right question is, what variables like make you go for a bigger bet size and what variables make you go for a smaller one.
Okay. I just see like these winning good rags, like just see bet like 75, 80%. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how do you see bet so much?
On the flop or on the turn?
Flop, yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and it's like I guess it's just because these sites are like kind of soft and like kind of like tighter on the tighter side, so they do that I guess and get away with it. But like how you get away with it so much, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Okay, so that's kind of too generic, but just a question I want to throw out there. All right, so another question. That's a big stack at a final table. Am I looking to avoid being in big pots such as all-in pre-flops, all-in pre-flop pots, like in flips, or like should I go ahead and try to like stay with my stack and like just abuse the table with my stack and forget being all-in pre-flop?
Right.
Maybe it's too generic, and like I would say this, I would answer it myself and just say that maybe do it against the good regs. And like get into flips versus them because I mean shit you're not really gonna get too much better positions. Um, but I don't know. I just feel like I felt like I had big stacks at the final table one too many times, and then like I just lose a few flips and then I'm out.
Right. It's the question of like how do you know you're flipping? Like did you know you were flipping in those hands before
Um,
you called or before you jammed?
this no, not necessarily, but like just going and thinking about their range. Like let's say they're on cutoff range, and I have like pocket sixes on the small blind or something, and I'm chip leader. He has like 20 bigs. Like I'm ripping it just because I feel like that's the correct way to do.
Right. So you're not talking about a flip spot. You're talking about a spot like where you have fold equity and you could be like flipping or you could be dominated or you could just pick up the pot pre.
Or let's say I have pocket sevens and the guy has 30 big blinds, and I three bet him, and then he shoves on me, and sevens or like nines are kind of the same thing. I don't know. Those are kind of hands that like you're like most likely flipping like every time.
Right. Yeah, I mean maybe the play is like you just flat and avoid that spot.
Okay.
I mean there's spots where your first and second, like your second and chips going up against first and chips, or first going up against a close second, where you just have to flat like everything versus they're open.
True. You don't want to fuck those guys. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, all right. Let me see one other question. Real quick, what are your like? What is your favorite or most useful HUD stat that you feel like you have?
Probably just race first in by position.
Okay.
I mean, that's like an unsexy one, but that's the one you get the biggest sample on, and people have leaks from that, so it's the one I use the most.
Do you feel like a check raise stat is important? Cause I don't know. I feel like not many people check raise that much, and like I don't know if you have enough sample like of a check raise. I don't know.
It's very hard to get sample. I look at the check raise stat when I'm thinking about whether or not to see bet a board. Like if I have a hand that just doesn't want to get check raise, like say I have Jack 10 on 9-5-4, right? Then I'll look at their check raise stat in the pop up before I bet.
Okay. Cool. So one more question. Uh, all right. So shoving ranges on the button. When you're like you have everybody covered, or all right. So let's go shoving ranges period on the button versus small blind and big blind. Should should they differ when you're at the final table and when you're at the money?
You know the answer to those questions.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
But oh man, it's just. But isn't it this? It just be. Let's say that you're last in place, and then ICM doesn't really matter. Then you should be shoving the same when you're the final table and the money, correct?
It's probably pretty close. You should run in an Icemizer and get that fucking program.
All right. It sounds like I need to get Icemizer. All right. Let's move on.
All right, give me a little bit of a break. I'm a little bit tired. Be right back. Just like 2 minutes. I just need 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
All right, cool. So we'll go to your side and study that nut combo shit.
Yeah.
All right, share your screen if you know how.
Yeah. So am I opening up a hand or something?
I'll show you what to do. With hold the manager.
So you want me just to all right, hold on 1 second. One second. All right. All right.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is go to overall.
Overall.
Yeah, and we're just. So this is what I use to run filters because it just gives you all the hands. Everything else is like filters it in a weird way. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick like a specific spot I want to filter to look at,
Okay.
and that simplifies the process. Like the more you isolate, um, I don't know if we've talked about this before, but I feel like we probably have if it was on how to study. I gave you like that sports analogy of repetition and all that shit.
No.
Okay, so what's great about sports is your coach can just quite simply isolate a certain skill and have you work on it. Like if it's basketball, crossover, or jump shot, or the post up game, or post up defense, like very easily to isolate those skills, right? You just
Yeah.
just go and do that. With poker, I mean, there's hundreds of these like little mini skills, but
Yeah.
it's really hard to isolate unless you're actually thinking about how to do that yourself, and nobody really shows you how to do that. There's no like easy playbook. So what I like to do is isolate very specific parts of the game, and work on that part and just build in reps until it just becomes super automatic. And it might feel like, oh, I'm just working on this one part, but everything's always like interconnected. Like this work we're gonna do on this one spot applies to other spots as well.
Okay.
So it'll be other part of the game. So the part we're gonna work on, just because I've been working on it for a video recently for TPE, is we defend the big blind. Flop goes check check. So go to more filters, and we're gonna try and filter for those spots. So flop goes check check. We have the opportunity to bet on the turn. Okay. Okay. So how to use these filters? So the question is, what do you want to say about the hand? What's the first thing that has to happen?
In the position in the big blind,
Yep.
I raise first in and my big blind action, I guess.
Yep. You just need to say like you defend versus a raise. So go to basic filters, position and action. There you go. Take off button. Oh, there you go. Yeah, put big blind. Just check big blind.
Okay, and then does it matter? This?
Well, let's say pre-flop action facing hero. What do you want it to say? There you go. Perfect. Okay, so we're in the big blind. We're facing a raise. Don't hit OK yet. Now, what else do we need to say?
The action is check check.
Right. We also need to say you. Well, yeah. I guess you could just say the flat one check check. So you would do that versus, I think, on advanced filters.
I don't need to press OK yet, right?
No.
Advanced action filters.
No, go to other advanced filters. All right. You see on the top where it says like pre-flop, flop, turn. Like just take off pre-flop and turn and river another. Okay. So we want to say like your opponent. Okay. You see where it says facing flop c-bet?
Yeah.
Click that, and then say false. You see where it says value, and then hit the plus sign. Alright, cool. So you're not facing a flop c-bet, so we took care of that. And now we just want to say you have the chance to bet the turn. So uncheck flop and go to turn. I don't know, something where it says you could bet the turn or something like that.
Okay. No.
No. Keep going. They might not have it. It might not be your fault. I guess just say like go all the way to the top and say that you saw the turn.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
And so turn, hero saw turn.
Yeah, hero saw turn. And then plus sign. Okay, and
Is that false? No, that's true. No, hold on. And hero saw turn false. No, that's true.
yeah, hit the plus sign. Alright,
Okay.
boom, you got it. And then one more thing, just go to pre-flop, uncheck turn. See if you scroll all the way to the top, go to all in pre-flop and make that false. Plus sign. Alright, cool. So you can do that to isolate certain spots, and like you just have to get used to where the buttons are and write this down. It's just like using logic to just figure out what has to happen in the hand. Like, you have to be in the big blind, your opponent has to not see bet the flop, and you have to see the turn. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so now replay all of these hands. No, don't do all of them. I mean, just the 250. The thing goes slower once you like try and do them all.
Mm-hmm.
You make a lot of money in this scenario. You're up 84 BB per 100 when this happens.
Facing. Check. Okay.
Okay, move it more to the middle, this screen. Yeah. See if that lines up with my thing. Yeah, that's good. Cool. Good. Alright, so what you're going to do is play out the hand until the turn. Alright, so what I want you to get. So what we're going to do here, we're training for two things. So in poker, you have to train for two things in spots like this. You have to train for time, because you're playing lots of tables, you need to be able to do it quickly. And you're training for accuracy. So I'm going to have you guess right now how many combos of like nutted hands you represent here.
If I bet?
Nope, just you get to the turn, how many combos of nutted hands do you have in your range? Before you bet or anything, you know, he checks, the turn comes 9 of diamonds. How many combos of nutted hands do you have?
1.
You just have the ace of diamonds, but how many combinations of the ace of diamonds do you have?
16. 6, I mean.
Okay, so what hands do you have that have the ace of diamonds in them?
Every ace X.
Right. Okay, so let's say ace queen, right? How many combos are there of ace queen with the ace of diamonds?
Say it again. How many combos of ace queen with ace of diamonds do I have?
Yeah.
I guess 3, right?
Yep. Okay, and then you have ace jack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how many combos of that?
So that's 6.
Right. And then ace 10.
Okay, so 12 is the total answer.
No, well you also have, do you have ace 9?
With suited? No.
With just the ace of diamonds.
Yeah.
Right. So you have that one, that's another 3. Do you have ace 8?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another 3. So that's like 15. Do you have ace 6, ace 7, ace 5, ace 4, ace 3, ace deuce?
Yeah.
Right, so that's like another 8 or something. Another, I don't know, 15. So that's like 30 right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like ace X suited, right?
Okay.
So ace queen suited, ace jack suited, ace 10 suited, and all that. So that's like another 7 or 8. So you actually have like 38 combos of the nuts right here.
Damn. Yeah, okay.
Right.
When you think about it that way.
Right. And now compare that to your opponent. Like, how many combos do you think he actually has?
Combo of ace of the nuts.
Yeah, with the ace of diamonds.
I don't think he has many.
Right.
Will I give him? Should I give him like a exact number?
Let's get to the next hand. Well, it's like kind of tricky because like what he bets, he probably bets the flop with most of his ace of diamonds, right?
Yeah.
So we'll skip that. Okay. So yeah, that's what I mean. Is like counting these combos and then doing the math. So, yep. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, let's do this one.
So you do it like the 6 combos that you have. Or hold up. You do it the three times plus times the amount of, I guess. What is the exact equation that you like plug in to like figure that?
Right. So we need to do some like we need to start with like combinatoric work. All right. So go to the turn, and we'll start with some combinatoric shit. Skip this hand. We didn't filter out the rebets, but whatever. Skip this hand too. It's stupid. I just want a hand with like one razor and you call. All right, now go to the turn. All right, so the way you tell how many combos of like ace queen you have, or let's say ace 10 rather,
Mhm.
is you the amount of aces left times the amount of tens left in the deck. So how many combos of ace 10 do you have?
So 15.
There's 2 aces left and 4 tens. So 8.
So 2 times 4. Yeah. Okay.
Right. How many combos of ace 6 do you have?
How many combos of ace 6?
Yeah.
Uh, Hold on. Say the math again. You said it.
The
2 times 3 or 2 times the two.
the amount of aces left in the deck. So there's only
That's
2
two.
aces. There's only 2 aces because 2 blockers, right? And the
Yeah.
amount of sixes left in the deck.
How many 6s?
Yeah.
There's 3.
Right. So 2 times 3 is how many combos of ace 6.
Okay, so it's 15.
No, 2 times 3 is 6.
I'm thinking about 5. I don't know why I keep thinking of 5. Alright, yeah, I'm bugging. 2 times 3 is 6.
Right. Okay. How many combos of king queen are there?
King, queen?
Yeah.
It's too many, man. Alright,
How many kings are left?
12?
Yep, you got it. Nice. How many combos of king 6?
Well, I guess half, right? It would be 6.
Just do the real math. How many kings are left?
Alright, 3 times 3 equals 9.
Right. Yep, you got it. So that's how you do it. Now this one's tricky. How many combos of king 6 suited do you have?
Ooh, king 6 suited.
Yeah.
Alright, so it'd be only king of hearts, 6 of hearts, and king of spades. King of spades, so 4?
2. So
2 kings, 2. Right.
only hearts and spades. That's it.
Right.
Right.
I like adding all the cards, and then, yeah, okay.
Yeah. How many combos of ace 6 suited?
Is 2.
Yep.
Mm.
How many combos of ace king suited?
Ace spades, king of spades, and ace spades. 1?
Yep. You got it. So that's how you do it if there's just like suited. Like you have to, like if for example in this hand you only defend ace 6 suited, you can't say you have like 6 combos of ace 6 suited. All you have is 2. So it has to be suited.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing these combos is like being able to count these combos in game is how you're going to be able to like determine when you have like way more nutted hands than your opponent and can apply lots of pressure. So you need to be able to get 2 spots and be able to do this. So
Yeah, man, this is making me feel like I just started playing poker yesterday.
I didn't learn about combinatorics for like a decade or some shit. So
Oh man,
yeah.
I need to catch up. I got 9 years and 360 some days to
Right.
go.
Playing for 5 days, right? The pocket pairs is another one. So this is just a rule for pocket pairs. I don't have any reason behind it. So a pocket pair, there are 6 combos of a pocket pair. So you might want to write this down.
I already have it all written down. 6 combos and then 1 blockers, 3 combos, 2 blockers, 1 combo.
Yeah. Is that from my video?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Right.
See, I got 1 day training in me. Not even. But okay. So yeah, and then the suited hands, I have that written down too.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go to the next hand. Just go to the turn.
Before we go through that, like I don't know, I shouldn't 3-bet this. But no, actually, who cares about that? Let's go ahead. So I guess check.
Okay. Now try and count. trying to think which way to do it. Okay, so if I were to ask you to like count like all your nutted hands, it would be like pretty difficult. But let's just go one by one. Like let's try and count all your nutted hands one by one, and maybe bring out a notepad. You have a notepad?
Yeah. Not a notepad, but I have my thing up. So go ahead.
Okay. Now start with like the first nutted hand you could think of, like first really big hand.
The first nutted hand, 8 9 of spades.
Okay. Do you count 8 9 as a big hand? Just no spades, just in general.
Versus his check on behind on the flop. Yes.
Okay. So write 8 9, and then how many combos of 8 9 do you have?
Well, 16, correct?
Yep, you got it. Good.
Okay, so 8 9 offsuit and 8 9 suited.
Mhm.
Do you count when you count like 8 9 offsuit and then 8 9 of spades? Do you add them both up even though they're like both like the same kind of cards?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like trying to take that long, like doing it, you know? It's not a big difference or a big deal.
Okay.
Um, okay, so 8 9 is one. So we're trying to count like all the big hands we rep here. So keep going. What's another big hand?
Versus his check back. I mean, any set, any set.
Okay, how many combos of the sets do we have?
Um, three. 12.
Yeah, perfect. And you did it like super fast way. That's good. All right. What else do we have?
Then we have nut flushes. I mean, it's just a lot. Every kind of every kind of ace, X of spades,
Right.
and you said,
So what you can do is like on your hand, just be like ace deuce is possible, ace three of spades, ace four of spades, ace five of spades, ace eight of spades, ace nine of spades, ace jack of spades, ace queen of spades, ace king of spades. You know, that's 9.
okay, yeah. So that's 9 combos of ace, X spades.
Yeah, now do that for the king of spades hands. How many king high flushes you got?
King high flushes, king jack, king 9, king 8, king 7. No.
Can't have king 7.
Yep. King 5, king 4, king 3, king deuce.
Okay.
So that's 7.
Yeah, plus king queen.
Oh, yeah. 8.
Yep. All right, cool. And then you could do that for queens. I mean, we don't have to, like, yeah, I guess try it for a queen. Do it for a queen too. But only do it with hands you would actually defend the 3x with pre.
Okay. King,
Queen.
king, queen of spades, king, jack of spades,
No,
king 9 of
no,
spades.
do it for the queen of spades. We already did it for the king of spades.
Okay, queen, jack of spades,
Yep.
queen 9 of spades,
Yep.
and queen 8 of spades, and that's it.
Yep. So like 3 combos of the queen high flush. Yep. All right. So yeah, I mean, we're pretty close to like what your range is. So how many combos of really strong hands do you have?
18. 30 combos. No, hold up, I'm bugging. 18, I'm bugging. 31, 40 combos.
Yeah, that sounds closer to right. Well, you had 8. Well, you had 16, 9, 8, 12 sets. So that's 28, and then I guess like 15 flushes, right? Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, the bigger like the bigger that number is of like nutted hands you have, the more you can just apply a shit ton of pressure to people and make them fold.
It's a good way of thinking about it. I never thought about it this way. I just felt like, yeah, I mean, this is a more like in-depth way of thinking, like how much nutted hands you can have. I just think about it like what is, like kind of a range advantage thing. Like is my range like better than his in this spot?
Right. I mean, Yeah, range advantage is important, but so is like nut combo advantage. Like anything you could do to like understand your position better, it's like gonna be a pretty big advantage for you.
Oh,
You gotta know your spot on the chessboard, brother.
true, true, true.
Right?
So this is good to know for sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I don't want you to like in in like the foreseeable future, like I don't want you just being like, counting all these combos in game. Like eventually, like once you put in enough reps, just like with any sport, you're going to be able to get to flops and turns and rivers and just know within a half a second, like that like how many you rep, like with like pretty good accuracy. But
Nice. Yeah, I need to work on this, and I'll definitely get better at this. This sounds like it can be very valuable to know. I mean, it is, obviously.
yeah, so just like drill, drill, drill. You have all these fucking hands, just like drill it, and you can do it for all different situations, all different spots. Just like keep drilling the hands, like and take your time. Like you can do with a notepad, like we did, like starting with like the nutted best hands, and then as you get better, you could even ditch the notepad and just give yourself like 15 seconds to guess and do it in your head. But start with the notepad now, and then once you feel like you don't need it, like ditch it and just give yourself 15 seconds to make a guess, and then like check your guess. So like do like you're actually at a poker table. Like just sit there for 15 seconds, guess how many total nut hands you have, and then check your answer afterwards and see how close your guess was.
And yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
Damn, and poker.
Yeah. Well, you're going to get better. There's no way you won't deepen your understanding of the game by doing this practice. Like it's impossible not to get better. There's no way you won't.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you put in all this work and these numbers and like figuring out all this, of course.
Right. So, and this isn't like, I don't want you to be like a numbers type player. Like, I don't want you thinking about this shit. What I want you to be is like, I just want you to know this automatically in game, like subconsciously, so you could focus on other shit. Like, this should just be complete subconscious thought, shouldn't take you any time at all.
It should be a layup.
Yeah, it should be like a layup.
Okay.
There's this really cool book, Art of Learning, by Josh Waitzkin. He's this chess prodigy guy.
I heard of that book. Yeah.
It's a great book, and he does this like Tai Chi thing, and there's a throw in it. He became like a world champion, and so there'd be all these different steps to this throw. There was 10 steps to the throw, and he'd just repeat step one over and over again till he could do it like just completely intuitively, and then he'd do that for step two, and then for step three, and so on, till like the whole throw became so automatic. He got so good at the throw that when he was trying to do a throw in an actual fight, he would time it to his opponent's blink because he didn't have anything else to think about. It was so automatic. He could time it like to the smallest, subtlest sign of his opponent. And then he had all these different tweaks for the throw when, if his opponent was leaning this way or that way. But you can't get that depth. You can't get that you can't time shit to a blink if you're like sitting there counting combos at the start, or like I put my hand here and then I do this with my leg, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, as like getting good at poker is just making like more and more shit automatic, so you get deeper and deeper.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just look at it a different way. I didn't look at it this way, but it's another way to look at it. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So yeah, I want you to like stick with your intuitive game, but just like you gotta like crunch these like reps. Like this is your layup drill or your crossover drill or whatever the fuck sport you like.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Guess we'll call that a sesh. I spent like 20 minutes on the review and charged like 10 minutes for that, so we're over time.
Okay. All right. Cool. So go over this. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Let me see if you could do a hand on your own, just to make sure. So.
Hell no. Oh man. All right. So
you could skip this one. This one's too tricky. Like if a hand's too hard, just skip it. Go to the turn. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so how many nutty hands do I have?
Yeah.
Uh, alright.
Work hard to get
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm in a session.
I have to tell you
Get
this
out.
is
I'm working.
Alright, let him finish. Hurry up, man. It's 3:15.
All right, I'm
You're
almost
running
done.
into my time.
All right, sorry. Okay,
Come
girls.
on, Emma, get out.
I'm almost done. Promise. All right, go ahead. Tony.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm trying to do it right now, so.
All right.
Six.
Talk out loud. Let me know what you're doing.
Just counting how many ace X diamonds I would have in my range.
All right, cool.
So I would have six ace X diamonds, and then I would have queen jack. Fuck. 3. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible at this. I need to get better.
Yeah, you will. Just put in the time.
All right. Well, let's say that I know what I'm doing, and I just need to work on it. I definitely see the formula, and I just need to go ahead and get better and faster at it.
Okay.
I don't want to hold you up just because I'm trying to figure out some math problem.
All right, cool. So yeah, I just want to make sure it's like if it's too daunting or too challenging, there's like a lower probability you'll actually do it. So, I mean, does it sound like you'll do it? It doesn't sound too difficult at this point? You don't need more time?
No, it doesn't sound difficult. It's just
Just doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, brother.
Well, I'll talk to you soon then, man. Thanks.
Yeah.